Hey guys, me here again. So it's our content lesson now. We've been talking about the topic of trees and how people depend on trees and how we depend on trees. So I am going to move this out of the way first. I am going to have you guys take aim. Like always, we're on lesson 5. I can discuss how people depend on trees using the notes, our shared notes. And I can contribute ideas. Contribute means to give ideas to each other about the focus statement in a piece of shared writing. So let your arrows go. And we're going to do another couple riddles. Remember, get yourselves ready for these funny puzzles. See if you guys could figure it out. Okay, here's one. Here's the third one. And remember, we've been talking about adjectives, and let me just click back to this one really quick. So an adjective is a word that describes something. We talked a little bit about that in the other couple lessons. And if I was in class with you guys in the classroom, we would actually have some adjectives, and we would talk about pickles, and we would talk about what pickles feel like, and what pickles taste like, and what they look like, and what they smell like. So remember, an adjective is a describing word and it describes a noun. So if I had to describe a pickle, I would say it feels like, it feels slimy. And I would say that it tastes like, oh, it tastes juicy and sour sometimes. And it looks like, well, it looks like, I don't really know. It looks like a long piece of, looks like a big long leaf. And it sounds like, I'm going to listen to it. I don't think a pickle sounds like anything. But when I take a bite of it, oh, it sounds like, it sounds crunchy. And it smells really good. It smells like soury, and some pickles are sweet. So if I was in the classroom with you, I would do this fun activity. But I just want you to always remember what adjectives are. They are words that describe nouns. Okay? So here are our poems or our riddles for the day. We're going to try and figure out these riddles, okay? I actually don't know if you know this. I depend on a tree. I build nests high in the branches for my babies to live. I am quick and not slow. I am light and not heavy. My beak is sharp and not dull. Who am I? We figured it out. It was a bird. So now I want you to think about what the adjectives are here. So we're describing the bird, or we're describing the tree. Or quick is an adjective because we're talking about what he's like. And not slow is an adjective. He's light, light meaning that he doesn't weigh a lot. That's a describing word. That's an adjective. And not heavy, another adjective. My beak is sharp. Sharp is an adjective. And dull is an adjective. Okay? So remember, adjectives are describing words. Okay, let's move over to this riddle. We figured this one out too. I want you to try and figure out some of the adjectives in this one. I depend on a tree. I munch on leaves and hide beneath branches. I am tall and not short. I am graceful and not clumsy. I am timid and not bold. Who am I? A deer. Okay, so let's go through and see. Tall is an adjective because tall is talking about his size, and not short. Another adjective because it's talking about his size. Graceful. Graceful is an adjective because it talks about what the deer does. He's graceful. He glides through and he jumps around. And not clumsy. Clumsy is another adjective. Timid means shy. That's an adjective. It's describing what his personality is like. And not bold, another descriptive word, another adjective. And those are some adjectives that we find. So remember, adjectives are words that describe nouns. Okay, here's some more examples of adjectives. See, we have quick, we have slow like a snail. We have light like a feather, and heavy like a dumbbell. Sharp like scissors, and dull like a baseball bat. Graceful like a dancer, And clumsy, like someone who falls down. Timid, like a very shy person hiding. And bold, very bold. Bold people just walk up to anyone and say hi. And bold people are very loud and they want to get to know everyone and they walk up to everybody. So that's bold. So those are some examples of adjectives. Okay. Can you, we're going to skip that because if we were in the classroom, we would do that. Well, we can't do that because we can't talk to each other. We can't be partners. Can't do that either. Okay, so here we are. We're back to this book. We are going to revisit some of the areas of Be a Friend to Trees. I am going to talk about a few different pages, and we're going to try and figure out what a focus statement is. So everyone say that word for me, focus statement. Focus statements are very, very important because we're going to actually write one today for our assignment, okay? So here we go. I'm going to turn to page 18. And I'm going to read 18 and 19 to you. And I want you to tell me what the big picture is. Remember we talked about main idea? It's kind of like a focus statement is kind of like a main idea. So you're taking out the big idea, the big topic of these two pages. So I want you to think about that as I read it, okay? Many animals make their homes in trees. Birds roost in trees. They build nests and raise their young in trees. Squirrels nest in trees. Monkeys live in trees. I want you guys to see this. Sorry. Some tree frogs spend their whole lives in trees without ever coming down. Okay, so a focus statement is a sentence that tells us the big idea of your writing. So we're going to take parts of this book and we're going to actually write an informational piece. So we're going to write a piece of writing that's giving us information. So the first part of that is we have to come up with our focus statement. And our focus statement is our big idea. So who can tell me what they think the big idea is between these two pages? You know what? I'm going to give you guys a hint because you're not in front of me and you can't help me out. So remember, focus statements are big ideas or the main topic of what you're going to be writing about or what you're going to be telling about. So let me read that one more time. Many animals make their homes in trees. Birds roost in trees. They build nests and raise their young in trees. Squirrels nest in trees. Monkeys live in trees. Some tree frogs spend their whole lives in trees without ever coming down. So I'm going to get my board out and I'm going to think. I'm going to write my focus statement. Let's see, focus statement. Now, the focus statement is the big idea, the main picture. So with those two pages that I read to you, I think the big idea is, let's see, the big idea on these two pages is we're talking about lots of different animals and lots of different animals living in the tree. So my main idea about these two pages could be a lot of animals live in trees. That could be my focus statement. That's the main idea. That's the big picture here. So I could say many animals make their homes in trees, or many animals live in trees. So I'm going to write that down for my focus statement. Many animals live in trees. Okay, here we go. That's kind of what I wrote there. Many animals live in trees. So that's my focus statement for those two pages. You know what? I can't stop there because that's just my first sentence. That's my first focus statement. That's the first thing that I know about that I'm going to write about. That's what I'm going to write about. Okay. We need to keep reading though to find out some more. We need to get some details in our piece, in our writing piece. So it says here, birds roost in trees. They build nests and raise their young in trees. So wait a second. What's the difference between many animals live in trees And birds build their nests in trees. I'm going to give you guys a hint. Birds building their nests in trees is a detail. Remember I tell you guys all the time, give me lots of details. Details are like little tiny pieces of information about my topic. It's not my big topic, it's little tiny piece about my topic. So birds live in trees. So that's not a focus statement because that's not a big idea. That's just one part of it. Birds are one part of the animals that live in trees. Squirrels is another part about animals that live in trees. So those are my details sentences. Those are my details. And we're going to get to that later, but I just want to show you the difference between what my focus statement would be and what a detail sentence would be. My focus sentence or my focus statement is my big idea. So it's the whole main idea, the topic of the pages or the topic of the book or the topic of what you're writing about. And then there are details. So things that are like little tiny pieces of information that help me believe my focus statement. So birds living in trees is a detail. Squirrels nesting in trees is a detail. Monkeys living in trees is a detail. But my big main focus statement is, for those 2 pages, many animals live in trees. Because it's talking about a lot of different animals. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is take AIM again. I can contribute ideas about the focus statement in a piece of writing. Let your arrows go. Okay, so now remember that a focus statement is a sentence that tells the big idea of your writing. We're going to be writing our own focus statements today. Okay? So I want you to close your eyes and think about this. Think about a focus statement that's going to answer this question. How do people depend on trees for food? Okay, so because we're not in school and you don't have your partners with you, turn to your mommy or your daddy and answer this question. How do people depend on food? I'm sorry, how do people depend on trees for food? Okay, so turn to your mommy and daddy. I'll give you a couple seconds. What is the big thing you want to say about how people depend on trees for food? So I'll give you a minute. Okay. Now, here we go. We're going to write a focus statement, okay, about how people depend on trees for food, okay? So in your books, I'm going to show you the page. The page is on here. So I'm going to show you the actual book itself, right here. Have it on the side over here. Okay. So we're going to turn to this page. It is, bear with me, Unit 2, lesson. Tell me it's not here. It actually is not in this book, and I thought it was. Oh, hoo-hoo. Okay, so it's actually not in this workbook. For some reason, I thought it was in this workbook, but I guess it's not. So what we're going to do is, you see this picture of the paper, or of the paper that you would fill out in your books. It's right here. Okay, I'm going to highlight it. It says, people depend on trees, booklet, page 1. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bigger. And it says that you are going to draw a picture, and you're drawing a picture that tells me how people depend on trees. Okay, so we made lots and lots and lots of charts, right? We made many charts that tell us this about why or how people depend on trees, okay, for food. I want you to draw a picture of how a person depends on trees for food. And then I want you to write me a focus statement on the bottom here. Okay, so that's your assignment for today in EL content. Okay, in your content lesson, your assignment is, and I know you guys don't have this paper, just write it on regular paper. You can draw me a picture about how people depend on trees for food. And then I want you to write me a focus statement on the bottom. Now, if you're having a hard time writing the whole sentence, I want you to try and write me at least 1 or 2 words that match your picture, okay? So your jobs today for EL content is you are going to write your focus statement and draw me a picture about how people depend on trees for food, okay? I hope you guys can do that. Remember, mommies and daddies, take a picture, upload it to Dojo, and I will talk to you soon. I will see you live in a little while. On today is Friday. And I will also see you for math very, very soon. See ya.